Good afternoon, members of City Council. My name is Chuck Steese. I'm resident of the City of Richmond, over the 5th District near Bird Park. I'd like to state at the beginning of this that I have no financial interest in where the ballpark goes. I will not benefit from either the Shockoe Bottom or the Boulevard location. And to help y'all make your decision, I would hope that all those who come down here in favor of the Shockoe would also let you know whether or not their financial position will get better or get worse if you decide to put the ballpark down the Shockoe Bottom. I am one of that majority who believes that the Boulevard location is the best place for baseball in the city of Richmond. I think the way the interstates wrap around that and provide easy access for residents of the neighboring counties has been beneficial to the attendance. But the primary reason I came down to talk today is because I can't imagine any boardroom in the country where the management would come in and say, hey, we got two great opportunities to talk to you about. And a year later, they say, here's the one opportunity we're going to talk to you about. How can you make a decision when you've not been told what the alternative is? We're talking about $79 million, I think $49 million for a ballpark. Up north, they're talking about building one for $39 million. I just think you don't have enough information to make a decision on whether it should go in Shockoe until you know what the cost would be for the Boulevard location, and also how that area can be developed. For years, the city planning department, back in the 90s, they had a plan for residential and retail and office space around the diamond. They had a big berm behind it. They were going to connect it to the Science Museum. You know, this is not a new idea. It's just been moved to Shockoe. You know, I think that area should be developed. I think infrastructure money should be spent down there. But I don't think that we ought to put a ballpark in the wrong place in order to put the type of money into Shockoe Bottom that it needs to develop. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Robert Shockoe. I'm in the 1st District. I've lived here 5 years. My sister and my brother, they all went to UCU. My sister started going here around 2000. So I've seen Richmond really take what I think is kind of a 180 just from its surroundings and kind of the place it's been. And I love it here. You know, I do want to underscore the point that another gentleman made about, you know, I appreciate, you know, the council hearing us out on this and giving us the opportunity to speak on this. We want to convey the idea that we want to hear from everyone's perspective and, you know, every opinion. And we got to have this at a different time or multiple opportunities over at 3 o'clock on Tuesday. You know, in my opinion, this isn't a bad plan, actually. I'm really not opposed to it. I'm more of a skeptic. I don't think it's a matter of whether it's a good idea or a bad idea, but I think it's a matter of priorities. The way we, you know, the way we become a great city is by generating economic development that in turn turns into revenue, that in turn we can invest in education and transportation and other areas. I think people get that. You know, pragmatic people get that. Baseball is valuable to the city, but it's not our identity as a city. It's a fun thing to do on a weekend or a weekend if you're not working. We're investing in this as though it's a major league team that's selling every game. I love the Squirrels, but this is a minor league team. And I love them for who they are and the game they play. But I'm skeptical about moving this downtown from Boulevard. Because if we decide to do this, I think the fairest thing, at least the council can do, is come up with an equally detailed plan as to what we're going to do with the property that is now the diamond. How are we going to develop that in the area of the city that is striving to thrive? We just had the pumpkin festival at the end of October, and I went down there, and it was a really great event to promote, you know, Scott's Edition in the surrounding areas. You know, baseball has value, and I think it's the most responsible thing we can do is if we go forward with this plan is to find a detailed plan to see what we can do to develop that area, if in fact the baseball stadium does move. The council does know that as as many as 2/3 of the city is supportive of the plan right now. I don't think that same 2/3 think this is an entirely bad idea. But they do question whether this should be our highest developmental priority. I know I can speak for many Richmonders in saying that we felt like the Redskins deal was a really rush, to say the least. I think what people want, at the very least, is a honest discussion from everyone, not just the folks who are opposed to it, not just the many folks who are here that are for the plan entirely, about whether this should be our highest priority and whether $79 million should entirely be going to this project. Can we consider something else? I think there's a lot of room for really good ideas here. Finally, I think in terms of the Slave Historic Site, I think the African American community also deserves much greater certainty than a promise that $30 million will be raised.